Fog this morning, 48. That'll be around for a while yet before we get warmer and very windy later on. News Extra brought to you by Gering Civic Center, and here is Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. Our guest today is Keri Dishman, and she, along with her husband Ben, have the Fresh Foods grocery store that just opened a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to kind of talk about some things they're going to be doing in the community and so forth, and kind of see how things have gone over the first few weeks they've been in Gering. So, how's the response been so far?
It's been really good. It's amazing how fast when you say weeks, it just seems like days. In fact, I was driving the kids this morning, and they said, "Mom, people keep asking us if we have a bed in the store," because we're there so much, and as we're getting settled and things like that. But it's been really good. We've enjoyed being here. So.
All right, very good. For folks that don't know a whole lot about you folks, kind of give me your biographies and so forth. And,
sure.
How maybe you and Ben met and all that kind of stuff.
Well, Ben and I met at Maranatha Bible Camp. I went to school to play college basketball. If you ever see me around, that's one of your first things is, "Wow, did you play basketball?" Yes, I did.
Yeah.
6'2",
you
kind of tend
wondered.
to do that, yeah. So I came back in the summer, and I was just going to work hard, taking summer classes, playing basketball, and with my job, make money. And I really wasn't interested in dating or anything. And when that happens, that's when you meet someone.
You meet somebody.
Yep. So I found out these guys were playing ball on Sunday nights, and I showed up, and I saw this guy, and I went up and introduced myself, and he didn't talk to me, and I thought he was a snot. So when he thought I couldn't play because I was a girl, and then lo and behold,
we
got
him
married.
You could,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, he did. After a couple of plays down the court, he's like, "Whoa." So the second time I saw him, I leaned over to my friend. I said, "Call me crazy, but I think I'm going to marry him."
Yeah.
And so a year and a half later, we got married, and then this May we'll be married for 15 years.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Congratulations. That's good. And so Ben worked in. Did you guys work together in the store in Ogallala, or?
No, you know what? When we got married, he worked for 6th Street in North Platte, and he worked in all those locations there, North Platte. And then when it made the switch over to Sunmark, so he had also worked for Nash Finch under Sunmark name. Mm-hmm. They had called us to ask us to move to Ogallala, and we said nah. And then they said, "Well, how about McCook?" So we're going to go to McCook. Well, that didn't happen, so we ended up taking Ogallala. He ran the store there for 7 years. And through that process, the first time he pulled up in our driveway in Ogallala, he said, he just kind of had this feeling like, "Don't get too comfortable here because you're not going to be here long."
Yeah.
And so I would say about 2 years into Ogallala, he had gotten this fax that Rhonda Pierce had sent over, or maybe it was a letter, but he got some information from Rhonda Pierce about a grocery store available in Gering. And so we loaded up our babies, and we drove up and checked it out, and the possibilities were there, and we were really excited and looking at it, and but we just felt at that time it wasn't right because our kids were too little. They were still babies. I wanted to be home with them to raise them. We had prayed about it and just didn't feel at peace. And so we turned it down, and then about a year later it popped back up again. And so Ben kind of he's a real number cruncher. So he was crunching numbers and doing everything and doing research, and then someone had come along and said, "Hey, you want to join me? I'm thinking about opening a store in Gering." So him and his buddy, they were looking into that. Well, some things fell through, didn't happen, but we still felt that we were called to come here and to open the grocery store. So we continued to pursue by faith, and someone else had come alongside with us, and we were going to partner, and at that time they had stepped aside. And so we're like, "Lord, we don't know. We know you want us to still do this. We'll keep going by faith. We don't know how." But we've seen his protection through the whole process. and have just kept going. Kind of like this morning, I didn't know where I was going in this fog, but I knew I just kept having to go. And so the fog has lifted, and here we are in Gering, Nebraska. So, and it is kind of funny. A lot of people ask, we'll hear them in the aisle sometimes, fresh foods. Now, where are their other chains at? And it's like, oh no, we're not a chain. It's just mom and pop. It's Ben and I. So we're just your hometown store.
Okay, and that's kind of the vision of this store, is a hometown store?
Yeah, we want it to be a local store so that we can take care of the local people. So a lot of times Ben was frustrated with working corporate. You don't have the say to change and do things that you want to do versus owning your own business. For instance, we have, when customers can't find something that they would like, we have a slip at the cash register called a fresh idea. And so if they have an idea, we want them to write it out, fill their name and their number, and then that way we can look into it and see if it's available to us. So once we get past Easter, we've got this stack of fresh idea slips that we're going to go through and see, you know, some of it's product that they want us to see if we can get it for them, and then some of it's just an idea of like, hey, maybe you could play this kind of music. So, you know, we want to make it not just our store, but the community store, so everyone belongs. And even too with employees, we had them fill out during orientation a fresh perspective, and to see their perspective of the store, not just ours, because they're part of the fresh food family, and we want them to belong and to have their input and their insight of it too. Because we've looked at this project so long from our side of it, we want it to be seen from all angles.
All right. We'll be back right after this.
These tough economic times require.
All right, we'll talk about the little essay thing.
Okay.
To assist in event
Okay.
planning. From the meat shop's 29 years of catering experience, you can effectively amaze a
Maybe the fact you guys are gonna have-
closest friends. Book your
You gonna have
dinners,
present Huskers?
banquets, and meetings
I don't know
of
who they're
all
bringing.
sizes. Call
It,
Western
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. I had texted Josh this morning
Yeah.
to give me the latest list, and he said, just say Huskers. So, I don't know.
All right, we are back. Again, we're talking with Keri Dishman from Fresh Foods Grocery Store, and you guys are already starting to do some community things. First thing you did was you had a little essay contest, and apparently the fourth graders were the big participants in this.
The fourth grade classes were great. From Guile and Northfield, they turned in a stack of essays, and it was such a joy to read them and to, you know, we're talking about perspectives, to see the community in their eyes. When we were in the process of moving it up here, everyone said, oh, Gering's great, you're going to love it. But they never said what we would love, you know.
Yeah.
So we had put an essay out for anyone who wanted to write about what makes Gering great, just one page. And the winner will win $50 in Gering merchant dollars. And so it was really neat to hear some of the kids talk about what makes Gering great was fresh foods. You know, since we were sponsoring it, I'm sure that maybe was a tie-in for them to win.
Yeah.
They're smart kids. But like I said,
A lot of them talked about parks and that kind of stuff.
yeah, they
right?
really talked about the outdoors, the parks, the swimming pool. Someone talked about, I believe the barbershop's name is Classics, is that right? With all the Husker things inside, and talked about logos, and talked about great places to eat, the Still Grill and Pizza Hut. You could tell where they like to eat, and the bowling alley and the skating rink. So it really shows that the community has great things for young families to do. You know what, though? I kind of found it really interesting with our first 3 weeks here of running the business. The kids didn't talk about the people of Gering, and I really have decided that's really what makes Gering great. I'm just amazed at the hospitality of the people from the valley, and just so totally appreciative of that.
Okay. Real quick, you guys do have apparently some Huskers coming in Friday?
Friday, yes we do. Zach Weger, who is with WRK, our landlord, they own the building. They are flying out, and he's bringing some of his Husker buddies. I don't know which ones, but I know that they are bringing some tickets also that will be raffled off at 6 o'clock Friday night. You must be present to win. You can sign up all day Friday for them, and then at 6 o'clock we'll announce the winner of these Husker tickets.
Okay, very good.
So,
All right. Well, it's nice to have you guys in the community. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. We are so excited to be here and really appreciate everyone in the valley.
All right. Back to you, Dan.